The parenting sounded really great. The narrative sounded like my kind of film. And then we have the added benefit of Lisa Kudrow being in it. So I was quite excited. And then I watched it and I really didn't like it. In fact, I'd say I not only didn't I enjoy it, but I actually really disliked the experience. It was really irritating and really, really boring. This was released in 2025. It's directed by Craig Johnson, written by Ken Sublette or Sublette, and we have a cast including, of course, Lisa Kudrow. We also have Nik Dodani, Brandon Flynn, Brian Cox, Edie Falco, and various others. The performances are very good, absolutely no issues there. And it's about a couple who are inviting their parents to this house that they've rented so their parents can meet each other and so they can meet each other's parents. And Rohan and Josh are clearly quite nervous about this, and to begin with, we get the introduction of the parents one by one and some awkward interactions, and it seems fine. It was a decent way to set things up, but it did take a very long time to set things up and to introduce all of the characters because there are quite a lot of characters. And that's not the biggest issue because the rest of the film is just terrible, but that's just another reason why I don't think it was very good. After about half an hour, the main narrative kicks in, and this is the fact that there appears to be a poltergeist inhabiting the house that they're staying at. And that really appealed to me as a concept. The execution was just terrible. The involvement of the poltergeist, what it does, for the most part, really, really dull. There were maybe a couple of moments here and there that were not bad, but in general, I don't think it was very interesting. The characters were all just really annoying. All of the characters really irritated me. And that meant that the narrative didn't have a lot to offer, coupled with characters who were really annoying. I didn't really get any joy out of this. The house was nice. The setting was really appealing. That was quite nice to look at. But the rest of it was just really dull, not funny. The characters were irritating. Yes, the performances were good with the material they had to work with, but that was obviously not enough to save the film. I went into this not with any specific expectations because I didn't read any reviews or anything. I didn't look too deeply into it. I knew I was going to watch it regardless. So I didn't have any expectations based on the quality. But I was hoping that it was going to be good because it sounded good. And unfortunately, it's just irritating. It's not funny, at least based on my personal tastes. I know comedy is subjective, so it might appeal to people more than it did to me. But I didn't think there was anything good in the narrative. The pacing wasn't great. Once the action got going, yeah, as I said, there were a couple of small things here and there that were okay, but certainly not enough to make it a good film. And unfortunately, despite the fact that it sounded great and we have the added benefit of Lisa Kudrow, the parenting is not a film that I want to recommend. And I wasn't expecting to say that. I really wasn't. I thought going into it there were enough elements that I'd probably end up at least recommending it a little bit, but unfortunately, I can't. I don't think it's a good film. I didn't enjoy it. If you're curious, by all means, check it out, but I certainly don't recommend it.